Hey guys, before we start this episode, I wanted to talk to you about Type 1 Lifting. So Type 1 Lifting is a clothing line that proceeds of the shirts and tanks and everything else goes to the Children's Diabetes Foundation. So this all came about with me and seeing a 5-year-old girl in the emergency department that had new onset of diabetes. So just take a look at the website. It's www.type1lifting.com. So just check it out. If you don't buy anything, that's perfectly fine. I would just like for you just to take a look and just see what we have. So like I said before, www.type1lifting.com. And guys, I hope you enjoy the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Liftoff. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm a week behind, but Wodapalooza is canceled. It's postponed to next year, which I completely understand because of the whole COVID crisis. And, you know, it's just, you can't have too many people there, and you need people in the seats to, you know, make the event go well, and, you know, because you need money for these events. So completely understand. And I'm actually curious about any more events this year that are going to postpone to next year due to, you know, money or, you know, COVID or whatnot. So I'm, you know, kind of curious to see what people are doing, and also what gyms are doing for the open. Obviously, a lot of, you know, gyms, they do it by hour or half hour, just depending on the time of how long the workout's going to be. And I know they're doing you could do the open at your house. You just need, like, you know, some equipment and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to manage, you know, all the people doing the open or just doing an event. So I'm looking forward to see. I know a lot of people are doing like the 6-foot box in the gym, like these areas. So you have to walk to that area and the equipment will be there and work out, and then it'll be properly sanitized. But, you know, obviously just the amount of people, especially at Wodapalooza, there's so many people that go there, and I don't think it's a smart idea to actually have it, but they're canceling it. So, yeah. And so, one other thing I want to talk about is just, you know, I'm very, very lucky. So I landed a new job, and I put my 2 weeks notice in to my former job, and they let me go that day. I was a little disappointed, but I actually had a guest, Nick Urankar. He is a CrossFit athlete. He won the 35 to 39 Masters Division. And I've been trying to schedule him to do a podcast interview with me, and he actually said yes. And, you know, I thought, since I'm, you know, working a 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't be able to get the chance to interview him. But luckily, I wasn't working for the whole week, so we actually had time around, I think it was like 12 o'clock my time, 11 at his time, just to talk and, you know, talk about him, talk about his businesses. And, you know, this interview blew my mind. He is super business savvy, and, you know, he actually said one thing and actually kind of called me out during the podcast, which is perfectly fine. But I won't. I'm going to tease a little bit. But he said he never says this one word, and, you know, after hearing it and him calling me out on it, I am not saying that word anymore. But I am really excited for this podcast coming out next week. And actually, earlier on in the day, I had another podcast with another CrossFit athlete, Dex Hopkins. He's coming out in 2 weeks. He's coming out the next week after Nick's podcast. And, you know, two great athletes. And I think I might have landed another CrossFit athlete, which I'm actually really looking forward to interview him as well. But with Nick, I, you know, learned so much from him, and, you know, I just found he owns two you know, CrossFit boxes, and what he's done with the community, and it's super cool, you know, hearing his story. And he is also doing a promotional code for his new app. So I'm going to get that. It'll be in the show notes on Tuesday when his interview does come out. So I'm really looking forward to re-listen to this podcast again, and for you guys listening to this podcast as well. Also this week, I actually did get some new equipment. I got a new podcast. It's a Rode Pod mic. It's for podcasting, and I got an arm and obviously a cable for it. The only thing I need is I'm actually trying to upgrade to a new computer. The one I have is really, really old, and I used the computer, in a couple episodes, and I kind of regret it because the fan was going off. It was just really old, and it was, it's just the sound quality is garbage. So I'm looking to get a new one just to, get better recordings, and so I can get better sound for you guys instead of using, 2 lapel mics and one on the speaker of the computer. So I hope you guys bear with me. I'm looking to, get something. If you guys have any, computers that you guys like to use, just, shoot me an email, type1lifting@gmail.com. Just like to hear what you guys use for your stuff. So, yeah, and also I want to talk about the Open. It's coming to in a couple weeks. There's a couple things I'm trying to work on within this next couple weeks before the Open starts. One of them is endurance. I'm not too worried about the strength portion because, I'm lifting heavier weights than I ever have. It's just I need to work on my endurance, and that's going to be a main focus for the next couple weeks before the Open starts. I know I am doing this a little late. I should have done this earlier, but it is what it is. So let's just see what happens. My goal is to make it in the top 50 in the state. If top 25, it'd be awesome, but we'll see what happens. And another thing I'm going to be working on is try to fix my diet a little bit, and start eating more healthy, and just stop eating the crap, stop drinking the crap, and just see what happens. Hopefully, this will make my, Open experience a little bit better, and we'll see what happens. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope with tomorrow with Nick, you guys will really enjoy this episode. I'm really psyched for this to come out and just hear his story of how he started CrossFit, how he got into the games, his story when he was doing Murph. Yeah, it was awesome, and I'm truly grateful I got the experience, got the time to get to talk to him, and hope you guys like it as well. So so just let me know what you guys think, and if you can, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or any review possible if you guys like the podcast and see where it's going. And we'll just go from there. All right, I'll talk to you later.